Hey, and welcome. I just wanted to do this little kind of brief training for you all because it's something that, after speaking to quite a lot of you, it's something that people just don't know about. They don't understand. They don't understand why it's important for their business. I think initially what people think is that a digital marketing sales funnel is something that's for bigger businesses, corporate businesses, things like that. But actually, it's absolutely for everyone, just regardless of what your product or your service is. So what probably has been happening in your business is exactly the same as myself. I've been in business in various different industries and businesses for the last 15, 16 years. And, probably back then, obviously, digital marketing wasn't such a big thing. So it was more of a traditional way of building a business. Marketing and stuff like that was, and let's be and social media is such a huge part. But beyond that, don't understand what it is that leads and take them through to being an actual customer or a client. I think that the breakdown there is what people mainly think is that you have a product or a service and all you do is advertise it, which obviously is important, but that's not the be all and end all. You have to actually take them through a process, and that's exactly what you see in front of you at the minute. So this is a digital marketing sales funnel. This is a process that you have to take all your customers through. This is a process that will allow you to bring in the leads, people who are interested in whatever your product or service is, but then also being able to convert them into being a sale. And this is something, once you understand what a digital marketing sales funnel is, you will be able to recognise it in just about every business, and you will start to recognise that you are within multiple sales funnels. You just don't realise it. So basically, at the top here, you see the awareness section. Now, your awareness section is, as I said, is hugely important. You have to get your business and yourself out there, otherwise nothing will happen. So awareness is your content marketing, your social media, paid advertisements, so Facebook, Google, anything like that. Your SEO is your website, so search engine optimization. So you have your website, so that's your awareness. And you also might have a PR budget, so you might be doing some public relations and stuff like that. All of these things are really, really important. But as I said, that's not where it stops. So what will be happening at the minute, and what happened with me before I fully understood what digital marketing was all about, is that I was doing the awareness. I was doing awareness consistently. I was being creative with the awareness. I was putting myself out there, putting my product out there, service out there, till I was blue in the face. And then what tends to happen is you get disheartened because you're doing all of that. You feel like you're doing all of the right things. Your website looks on point. You believe your product or your service is needed. You believe it's a high quality. But no one seems to be kind of picking up on that. You feel like, well, what's happening here? Is it me? What am I doing wrong? Do people not want my product or my service? And then what happens? You get demotivated. You think that nobody wants it. So then it's a spiral, isn't it? It's that negative spiral of thinking that, well, I'm doing all of this, nobody's biting, nobody's buying, nobody's getting in touch with me. Maybe you're getting likes and comments and things like that, but then nothing further past that. But basically what is happening is you're not taking them through that sales funnel, which is what you absolutely need to do. So the awareness section is your lead generation. This is where you are attracting people who like what basically you're putting out there. So that is the whole point in your content marketing. You are that's why you really fully need to understand who it is you're talking to. So you really, really, in the very, very basics of your business, need to work out who your customer is. Who is it that's your ideal client? Who are you speaking to? And then once you understand that, you can understand the type of content and things like that they are interested in. So for instance, if you were a health professional or you're anything to do with food, fitness, anything like that, you need to fully understand, well, who is it you're speaking to? If you've got vegan products, then of course you're speaking to vegans. So what kind of content would they be interested in? They would be interested in vegan recipes, maybe like nutritional information if you're a vegan, things that you can take that's obviously going to help with your health, your energy, anything like that. So you really need to fully understand who you're speaking to before you start your content marketing, your social media, your PR, all of your awareness. So your awareness is going to draw in that person, that exact person who is ultimately going to be interested in what your end product is, because your awareness is linked to what your end product is. But then after that, it's taking them through a process, a relationship, a nurturing, because they will want to know a little bit more about you. They'll want to know a little bit more about what your product, your service is. It's not a case of someone sees the awareness section and then they just click to buy. That very, very rarely happens. You probably don't realise it, but when you actually fully go and click to buy something, you've probably seen that product or that service 7+ times. You know, it's not something that just happens and instantly you just go, oh, click to buy. You'll have seen it, maybe subconsciously, you'll have seen it more than 7 times, but that will be something that's then you've developed more sort of, you've seen it, you like it, you've learned a little bit more about it, you've gone on the website, you've looked at more information, you've maybe seen some reviews, you've seen other things, and it starts to develop a sort of trust and a confidence in that whatever the product or service is. So that's sort of the awareness section that takes you then through to the interest section. So as I said, interest, that's when that person will go and start to look at you or your service, your product. They will go on your website, they'll maybe have a wee look at what you're giving away, etc. Sign up to a newsletter. So this is really, really important. So this is where the landing pages, your freebies, your ebooks, your newsletters, any free tools, case studies, anything like that comes into play, because that's when they start to learn more, start to understand more about you and start to become more comfortable with you and your product or your service. So it doesn't necessarily need to be you as a person, but just you in general with your product or your service. So that's really, really important. So that interest section is where you do your lead magnets. Now, if you don't understand what a lead magnet is, then I would recommend you go back and watch my free masterclass, which will take you through the whole process. A lead magnet is very, very quickly, is something that you can give away free that is of value to that person. And the point of it is, again, is to nurture that relationship, educate that person, give them more value, take them on a bit of a journey, just you know, get more interest from that person. So with that, what your whole plan of attack is it's something that you can then give away for free that you will exchange an email address with, or address or something like that. But 9 times out of 10 it's really your email. That's what you're wanting to get. That's what so you're starting to pull in and build a customer list of people who are really interested in what it is that you're putting out there, because you've done that awareness, you've attracted that person, they are then interested to then give you their email address to get a little bit more information. And just make sure that whatever that is of good value and it's consistent. So if you're going to do a newsletter, make it consistent, make it packed full of really useful information. A newsletter isn't to bombard people with sales, it's to give them more value and start to build that relationship and nurture that relationship. So then they go through a bit of a process again, and it's that decision-making process. So then they will start to trust you, your product, your service. They'll have seen things, they'll have already been on your website, they'll be maybe getting your newsletters, anything like that. They'll be getting your email marketing, because if they have given you their email address, then you will be email marketing to them, giving them, again, more value, more information, just anything like that that you can build a relationship and nurture. And it's only at that point that someone will then come through and take action to be a customer or a client and actually purchase something from you. Now, obviously, this isn't 100% of the time. You are going to get some people who maybe have seen that product or service somewhere else or just instantly fall in love with it. But by and large, those people are few and far between, and you cannot build a business just based on those people. So this sales marketing funnel is hugely, hugely important. So when you think about, you know, you being within a sales marketing funnel, think about, you know, places that you shop. So think about Boots. So what do Boots do? They will give you a free points card, don't they? They give you the free points card. In exchange, you give them your details. So every time you spend, they know what you're buying. They know how much you're spending. So then they will be able to market to you in the right way. So, and then obviously they continually give you free points, don't they? So it makes you go back and spend with Boots. So you'll find that with places like Tesco, anywhere really, even places like online places like Spotify. They'll give you 30 days free, but you will give them your information, you will give them your card details. You can obviously cancel at any time, but they will have your details. So you will go through a process of 30 days. You will start to learn more about Spotify. Do you like it? Yeah, you like the service, this is good, it's good value, this is all it's going to be. Okay, 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to be a customer for a few months at least, if not forever. So start to think about those places that you shop and start to break down, well, what is their sales funnel, and you'll notice it in everything. So this doesn't matter if you are a solo independent business with one product, a digital marketing sales funnel is really, really important. So I hope that gives you a little bit of a basic overview about what it is. Obviously, it's much more complicated than that, and it's a case of building that system and having those strategies in place that will essentially make a sales funnel that works for you automated, so that your customers are coming through that sales funnel without you really doing very much. Once that's in place and that structure's in place, all you then need to do is that awareness section, and keep that awareness section consistent. But only when you have that structure and you have that scaffolding in place and that automated system will that then work, and you will drip through consistent customers and consistent clients. So hopefully that makes sense, and it gives you a little bit of a teaser about what a digital marketing and sales funnel is. If you have any questions, please do get in touch with me, and I'll happily explain the different areas if it hasn't came across clear for you. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy that, and it does just make a little bit of a difference in terms of understanding exactly what it is and why it's super, super important for all businesses. Thanks, guys.